Welcome back to the Carolina Beat. I'm Christina Dees. Today we're going to discuss financial security and your future. I'm here with John C. Starke, a registered principal with Centaurus Financial Inc. John has over 25 years of experience in commercial real estate and financial services, and his product focus has always been in mutual funds, annuities, insurance, and alternative investments. John, I hear that you currently maintain approximately 280 portfolios from clients across the U.S.?
Yes, I do, Christina. And first of all, thank you for having me here today. Really appreciate that. Yes, I actually maintain about 280 clients who I regularly monitor their investment portfolios and try to meet with them on a regular basis, discuss their situation currently and in the future.
Well, my first question is pretty important. What age should we start to be planning our financial future in retirement?
Well, quite honestly, the earlier the better, to be honest with you. In fact, in many cases, I have clients of mine that I started with when they were in diapers, literally, because their parents and their grandparents started me with them. So literally, it's a situation where I started with them, started to open up investment accounts for them, got them started early, and that's the best way to do it. The longer the runway is before you retire, the better it is for me. And it gives me a chance to find your financial situation, your financial goals, and also your objectives long term.
True, and most people aren't thinking about it. Was there a secret sauce for an investor to utilize and help them achieve their financial goals?
Well, quite honestly, the secret sauce is being persistent in everything you do, and I like to utilize what I call dollar cost averaging, which is regularly investing into a particular investment, like it could be a stock, a bond, a mutual fund, an ETF, or an investment of some sort like that, and on a regular basis contribute funds to that investment on a regular basis, and that way over the course of time the markets work in your favor, and therefore you tend to do much better. Many of my clients have embraced that type of mode 20 years ago or more, and they've done very successful at doing that because by doing that they go through the peaks and valleys of the investment markets, and therefore they were able to reap the benefits of that. So dollar cost averaging with your investment portfolio is really, I call it secret sauce. But number one is make sure that you stay on a consistent basis.
Well, my next question, there's currently a lot of talk about taxes, specifically taxes on income and capital gains. How do you advise clients on maximizing their portfolio to mitigate their exposure on taxes?
Well, regularly when we meet with clients discussing their tax situation, and that's become a very prevalent question right now, is people worried about taxes maybe going up, maybe taxes on different investments being treated differently. So therefore, when we meet with them, we find a situation is what is their tax bracket and what is the current situation on taxes and how the investments they own. So therefore, we try to find out their particular situation if they maybe want to buy investments or purchase investments that may be tax efficient. That can be various types of mutual funds. It could be an alternative investment like several real estate investment trusts that many of that have passive depreciation, which not all your income is taxable. And also we look at tax-free investments like municipal bonds and the like that. Try to find investments that actually benefit them, still give them an income or investment that's productive for them, but also it doesn't expose them to a high tax rate.
Good. I know your team has been very involved in educating your clients by utilizing client events over the last 20 years. Why is this important?
Christina, I have found that the educated investor is usually more successful over time. And therefore, like I said, for the last 20 years, I've done regular client events at various locales in restaurants, and we call them dine and learn events, where they come and we usually bring a speaker in from a major investment fund, and they'll talk about what they do and how their fund does and how it can make money for them. So basically, educating the client is the most important situation. You find that a lot of clients, even as much media is out there on financial services, they are really not totally up on all the laws and the things that govern financial investments. And certainly in the last couple of years, we had the CARES Act that came in after COVID-19 came in, and it changed a lot of laws related to inheritance and IRAs and the like that. So the bottom line, educating the client is very important on that. It is important that we let them know their investments and how they can work for them. And the more they know about their investments, the more they're attuned to what they need to make their be a successful investor. That being said, one of the things I've done recently is when I meet with a client is I give them a copy of my 36-page booklet, Investing for Retirement. It's just a basic book that I put together that basically shows all different types of investments and explains in what I call in a very non-Wall Street gobbledygook way. It basically very conveniently you can read it and explains all types of IRAs, 401ks, bonds, annuities, and mutual funds and the like that. So educating the investor is very important to me, and that's why I regularly like to do that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
In addition to which, related to that is in the last couple of years, I taught modern retirement planning right here at Brunswick County Community College before the COVID-19 started, and I plan to do that again, where I teach modern retirement planning at night at the college.
Sure, education is important. When a new prospective client meets with you for the first time, what questions do you usually ask them?
Christina, it depends on the age of the client and the situation they're in now. Basically, when I first meet with them, it depends on how long we're looking before retirement, or are we looking long-term planning, or whatever. So basically, then we start to finding out currently their situation, what do they have now? We basically inventory of what their assets are now, or basically have they started investing? That being said, then from there, depending on how close they are to retirement age or how far they are from retirement age, then we try to bullet point more in to find out what they are really trying to achieve and at what time frame. Many times I might meet a client in his 50s and I will ask him, when do you want to retire? And he may say, I want to retire in my late 50s or early 60s. Then we might have to have a whole different plan to work with them. However, if a client of mine is in his 40s, then I've got a long runway to work with him on that situation. Then conversely, if I get a client that's already retired or is about to retire in the next few months, then it becomes a whole different situation where then I have to do an inventory of what they currently have as assets and then find out if those are the most productive assets for them and it meets their situation and their objectives. And that's why we sit down and find out exactly what they have now and what they're trying to achieve in the future. So basically, it's a situation where I need to find out about as much about you as I can on your financial needs and your financial objectives and your long-term goals.
Well, John, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for that. And you at home as well. It's never too early and it's never too late to start planning for your future. All the information you need is right there on the screen. Reach out to John. He can answer your questions and help you get started today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.